Welcome to the My Breakthrough Zone podcast show with your favorite host, Coach Sybil Kears. We go live every Monday on the Boss Lady 101 Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Make sure you come through to get your breakthrough. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the My Breakthrough Zone podcast show with your favorite host, Coach Sybil Kears. I just want to continue from where we left off last week. But first, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. And we're going to try to get through this very quickly, concisely, precisely. Okay, we're going to do it. We talked about overcoming obstacles, how to turn an obstacle into an opportunity for success, right? And so we talked about some things last week. Now we're going to pick up and talk about perception. And the reason why this is so important in most facets that deal with any style of coaching, I don't care if you're a sports coach, health coach, life coach, mindset coach, whatever type of coach you are, a person's perception is so key in how you will reach the person, how you will help them develop whatever tools and skills that they need in order to be successful. Okay, so as it pertains to obstacles, it's safe to assume that perception matters. Okay, in fact, perception matters in almost everything that we do. Okay, and so we're going to talk about why that is. Why does perception matter? Well, the first thing you want to remember that we talked about is that we have to understand the obstacles are going to happen. We have to embrace the fact that everybody has obstacles, no matter how perfect they pretend to be in the public. Okay, everybody faces obstacles in one way, shape, or form. All right, everybody's obstacles may not be identical, but everyone faces them. Okay, so with that being said, how we perceive or interpret certain events in our lives is based on our sensory experiences. All right, so our perceptions is basically all we know. That's how we can determine what we are knowledgeable about, what we feel, what we comprehend, what we understand. Okay, the thing is that our perception is not always accurate, and that's something that people have a difficult time trying to differentiate between what's real and what's perceived. Is that sometimes it is a difference. Okay, so sometimes we can't escape our perceptions, no matter how hard we try. Perceptions happen after every single event or anything that happens throughout the day. Well, basically, how we perceive the world to be ultimately determines many of our situations and our emotions towards them. Okay, that's how important perception is, not only in obstacles but in our lives. If you perceive an obstacle to be negative, then this probably going to be difficult for you to overcome it. But if you face an obstacle and perceive it to be something positive, then you are more likely to overcome that obstacle and not have as much a difficult time doing it. Okay, that's even been confirmed through psychological research. Okay, there's a lot of research out there about perception. Okay, but psychology has found that it determines how you respond to your obstacles. Your perception determines how you respond to your obstacles. Okay, so what are some things that are useful that you can do? Number one, pay attention. What is your perception of whatever this event or this obstacle is? And how does it differ from reality? And how do you know? You see, sometimes if you don't understand that whatever your perception is not true, then you are going to live in such a way, you're going to respond and react in such a way that's not based on something factual, which means you may end up making things worse. Okay? So another thing you could try to do is give your perception meaning. What does it mean to you? What are you perceiving? What does it mean to you? Do you agree with that meaning? Or should you change the meaning? Okay? So if I'm facing an obstacle and I'm perceiving, okay, for example, let's say I am in the grocery store and there's a individual who I perceive to be a threat to me. My response to them is going to be of one that's responding to that perceived threat. Now, maybe the reality of the situation is that this person was not thinking about me. They did not do anything to me to harm me. But if my perception is that what it is, then I may respond inappropriately and make matters worse. Okay. So when you ask yourself, what does it mean to you? What does that perception mean to you? Question some of the things that you see. Because the truth is, everything ain't always what it seems. I know you heard that before, but it is so true. And it's a perception that makes that a valid statement. If I'm looking at this individual and they are several feet away from me, they have no weapons, they have not communicated any threats to me, I need to start questioning my perception versus instinctively responding to non-existent threat. Okay. So act accordingly is basically what you will do once you kind of feel through your perceptions, feel through what you're feeling, what your experiences are as it pertains to this obstacle. If you know that you want to try something new and you stepped out on faith, you stepped out, you launched out, you tried it, but it didn't quite work out the way you thought it would. Maybe you had a misconception about what it really takes to get this thing going. And so you face some hindrances, some obstacles, and now you are at a point that you're like, you know what? Maybe it's just not meant for me to do it. Have you ever been there? Like you face so much difficulty that you just like, maybe this is just not for me. Well, I challenge you to say, is it for you? How much does it mean to you to accomplish this goal you set yourself out to do? How much does it mean to you? Okay, if the obstacles that are before you are not bigger than the goal, then this means that there's some things you're needing to learn in order to accomplish the goal. Okay, so maybe the perception is not that these obstacles are in place to make me quit, but instead these obstacles are helping me learn more about this goal that I'm striving towards. It's helping me become more efficient. It's helping me expand my knowledge base because maybe I wasn't as prepared for this goal as I thought I was. Okay. So always try to understand that as it pertains to achieving goals or accomplishing tasks, that whatever obstacles you face, instead of viewing it as something to say give up, look at it as a way for the possibility that you may have to learn some more about it. And that's completely okay. Because guess what? Once you have the knowledge of something, nobody can take that from you. Okay. So always try to do things in a way that you weigh your mindset. Think about why you're perceiving whatever it is instead of just going with the fact that, hey, this is what I think it is. A lot of people respond and they react, but they don't understand that there's a difference between the two. Your perception will ultimately cause you to either react or respond. The person who understands the difference and learns how to respond instead of react will normally find out that they find more success in accomplishing their goals. Okay? So you're going to have to weigh some things in your mind and just kind of adjust your mindset. Okay? When it comes to obstacles, there is a way that you could turn your negative perceptions or mindset into a positive one. Okay, it's simply being intentional and dedicated to knowing that there is success ahead of you. That if I just change the way I think, I can achieve success. Sometimes it's just that simple. If you set out to go to a location and you run into a detour, it doesn't mean go back. It means you got to find another way to get there, right? So it's the same kind of concept. Maybe if you continued on the road that wasn't finished being paved, it would be very bumpy, very uncomfortable. It may wear and tear in your car. It would not be a smooth ride. But maybe taking the detour, although it wasn't your original set plan, it may allow for a smoother ride, a smoother transition from where you are to where you're going. Sometimes that's the difference. The negative mindset will give you all kinds of bumps and bruises. Okay, negative mindsets beat ourselves up. Negative mindsets cause us to be stagnant. Negative mindsets cause us to talk ourselves out of our blessing. Negative mindsets are designed to keep you stuck. They're designed to talk you out of your goal. They're designed not to watch you grow. they prevent you from growing. It prevents you from expanding and doing all the things that will accomplish your successful goals. Listen, a negative mindset and negative perceptions are more common than people realize. Some people have been dealing with it for so long that they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it, okay? So um let's look at it this way. There are three popular mindsets, but only one will lead you to long-term success. You have the fixed mindset, all right? You have the mixed mindset, and then you have the growth mindset. And all three mindsets are popular, and most people unknowingly have one of the three. So let's talk about the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset tells us that we are born with talents and skills. We cannot truly improve upon our talents, meaning our success is entirely up to our genetics. For example, a fixed mindset will tell you that you can never get a good grade in school since you're not smart. Okay, this mindset is incredibly popular, but it's harmful. It takes away any power over your own circumstances and it blames it on natural abilities. Not only that, but the fixed mindset is so untrue. In the example that I just mentioned, a student assumes that they can never get a good grade because they're not smart. Except for severe learning disabilities, most students can still get a good grade with hard work and effort. And even if they aren't the most naturally intelligent person, they still can accomplish good grades. I know this to be true. You know it to be true. But if your mindset doesn't believe it to be true, will that student try? No, they're going to say, oh, well, what's the point? I can't get no good grades anyway. And they're going to believe something negative about themselves. Their perception about themselves is that, I don't come from a line of smart people. Well, that's why this fixed mindset is so detrimental when it comes to someone about to face some obstacles. Because it means that when they face these obstacles, they're just going to say, there's no sense in trying. And we can't have that. All right. We cannot allow for that to be the case. So let's talk about the growth mindset before we talk about the mix. So the growth mindset is the exact opposite of the fixed mindset. All right. The growth mindset tells you that you have certain natural abilities and strengths, but you can nurture your weaknesses and grow as a person. So, for example, a growth mindset may tell you that you may not be the strongest in math, but with dedication and hard work, you can improve in that area. The growth mindset is by far the best mindset for overcoming obstacles and becoming successful. Okay, it prevents you from becoming overwhelmed and it gives you the opportunity and the know-how to look forward to more challenges because you know what, the more you accomplish, the more confident you become in your ability to accomplish more. Okay, so it helps you stay focused and motivated in improving yourself. So if you want to overcome obstacles, then you need to start shifting your mindset from being a fixed one to one of a growth mindset. Okay, so now let's talk about the mixed mindset. So this may occur while you're in the shift process, okay? So in the process of shifting from fixed to growth mindset, you'll most likely find yourself with a mixed mindset. A mixed mindset is one that is in between both of them, okay? So sometimes you'll find yourself thinking in fixed terms, but then you will more than likely want to correct yourself to start cultivating them into more growth terms. Even though you aren't where you want to be, you just find yourself in a mixed mindset saying, well, at least I'm not where I used to be. And that's an improvement in itself, okay? So you can be excited if you find yourself in the mixed mindset area because that means you're making progress. You just have to continue to track your progress. That's one thing you need to do. Document everything that you've changed. If you start having negative thoughts, document them, and then on the next page, write a positive thought just as a form of a rebuttal to that thought until they come more naturally, until it happens more instinctively. That's a way that you can start by checking your negative thoughts, checking your negative emotions, checking your negative mindset, checking your fixed mindset statements. Then and then on the same note, You're going to write a growth mindset statement. You're going to write a rebuttal to that negative mindset. That is the only way that your mind will start to adapt in knowing what's not and what should be. Okay. So basically, you want to do some form of tracking of how you change your mindset. Don't leave it to be just in your mind. Okay. I can't stress enough how much journaling helps, how much it helps to see your progress. Okay. Because sometimes when we leave it in our minds, it's just there. But when we see it, it's something about seeing our progress that does something to our minds. Okay. It puts it into overtime. It makes it want to continue to strive for better. Okay. So when it comes to obstacles, perceptions can make you or break you. Okay. Yes, it's easy to have a fixed mindset because then you don't have to try. It's like, why should I assert myself? Why should I even bother? I mean, I can't do any better than what I'm doing. But as we stated, that's not the truth. That is a lie. And so you have to start living and walking in your truth. You have to find out who you really are. If your mind is triggered to believe that you can't, then you're right. But when your mind is triggered to believe that you can, you're also right. So at this point, it is going from the fixed mindset to the growth mindset where you go from I can't to I can. That can do attitude. You got to have it. Okay. You cannot believe that you are not able to do something because then you're right. But when you believe that you can do something, you're right. So you see how you have it in your ability to determine what you're going to accomplish. What are you going to set out and what are you going to achieve? Don't leave that in the hands of fate because anything that you don't work towards is a definite no. If you don't try, it's a definite no. If you don't apply yourself, it's a definite no. But if you try, you stand a chance to learn how to make it a yes. You stand a chance to progress until it turns into a yes. You stand a chance to get on the path to success. And no obstacle can stand in your way between a determined growth mindset and the goal. No obstacle can stand. You're going to find a way to get through it, around it, over it, or whatever you got to do. And that's just basically why particular these episodes are so important because it helps people understand how to deal with obstacles because you know what, we face obstacles every day, whether you're driving and like I mentioned a detour comes up, you're trying to get a job, or maybe you're doing things in your relationship and things you keep coming over these little hurdles and you don't understand why and you're ready to give up. We don't give up here at the My Breakthrough Zone. We break through to our winning season. That's what we do. I'm your breakthrough coach, and that's what I'm going to help you do. So I hope you took notes. I hope you understand the difference between your growth mindset and a fixed mindset and the mixed mindset, your perceptions and how you are more in control, how you are doing better than you think, how you are more closer to accomplishing your goals and dreams than you realize. Okay. All it takes is a little tweak in the mindset, and you'd be surprised at the doors that open up for you. Okay. World of opportunity out there. Don't let the wrong mindset stop you. Don't let the wrong mindset hinder you. I believe in you. Now it's time that you believe in you. Okay. Because the more you believe in yourself and the more you commit to yourself, you will find that other things and other people around you start doing the same. But if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to? You don't commit to yourself. How can you expect others to? All right. Tweaking that mindset, taking notice of how you perceive things, entertain the notion that just maybe my perception is not that accurate. Let me analyze the entire situation. Take a step back and see the bigger picture of what you're facing. And then place yourself in that equation. And don't forget, while you're looking at the obstacle, still stay focused on the goal. Okay. And nowhere in any journey that anyone who can successfully say they made it from point A to point Z will they tell you they didn't face an obstacle. We all do. Okay. But the right mindset will get you to the finish line every time. All right. So now that you understand these mindsets and your perception, I want you to take this in and just evaluate yourself, do a self-assessment, and understand that guess what? You have more control of where you're headed more than you realize. Okay. And if you still have questions, go to www.bosslady101.pro and schedule your free one-on-one coaching session with me, and we will talk about it. And we will definitely try to work with you using one of our 4 categories of holistic coaching to help you get from where you are to where you want to go. That's what we do. But nonetheless, thank you for spending this time with me on the My Breakthrough Zone podcast show with your favorite host, Coach Sybil Kears. Until next time, next Monday, I look forward to seeing or hearing from you. Let us know that you were here. Check us out on YouTube. Go to our Facebook page. Give us a thumbs up. Drop some comments. Drop some hearts. Whatever you'd like to do. We appreciate all of the feedback anytime you decide to give it to us. And we take notice of what it is you like or what it is you want us to talk more about. Okay. So next week, when we tune back in, we're going to be talking about different things pertaining to the mindset and perception, and just how you can learn how to let some things go. This next one coming up is so important, but you got to get your mind in the right place. Got to get your mind right, okay? So now we can focus on how we can talk about how we let stuff go. Because guess what? Some of us are holding on to things that we're making it be an anchor instead of helping us propel to where we need to go. All right. So tune in next Monday. You don't want to miss it. All right. But in the meantime, thank you for your time. I'm Coach Sybil Kears. Much love and success. God bless.